No, that's it.
Ooh. I don't know why it's so bright over here. This is really interesting. Welcome to my channel, 12 Bells. How are you guys doing? So, I don't really, from my end, it looks like overexposure. And I don't understand how is that possible. Like, how can I come back here and the settings are so different? It's weird to me. Huh. I don't know how that's possible. But anyway, the show must go on. Let's work with what we have. I don't know why this is what it is. But how are you guys? Welcome in. Um, I can show the call in number and uh, if you want to come up, put this in the chat. Whoop. What's that? What I just do? Let me try that again. To keep myself from practice. Because I come on my own so often. Okay, so let me go get the phone, make sure I have it on. Hold on. Okay, so I have the call-in number for those of you that feel like it's too complex to hit the link, sync it to StreamYards, come on with your face or avatar, and come on here. So you could just make a phone call, and then I would have it on speakerphone, and everybody can hear you talk, and we can have a conversation that way. So you have those two options, and then of course you can just text. You can just type in the comment section, and I will see you. So of course, wonderfully start with a roll call. How are you guys doing? Is it weird? I don't know how I can. I can't. No, it's overexposure. It's the weirdest. I don't know what that is. It's like it definitely shading out. This is so weird. I don't know. I can't tell you. Maybe if you come in, it would be different. I don't know. Hey, Exile. See, I'm on live. How are you?
Or we could do the motherfucking simple thing and just hit that damn link that is posted. Shit.
This is what
I'm
I'm
out of
saying.
trouble.
I love it. That's because you're used to StreamYards, but a lot of people, they're like, I can't get on. I don't know
It's
how to.
click, it's click, allow all that shit. It ain't gonna give out your personal information unless your dumb ass has got that accounted to your Google. And if that's the case, just make a new damn channel.
I love it. Yeah, they got to make a new account. But a lot of people, they even do that with Zoom. People have the hardest time getting on. It's just, I think it's just a generational gap. They're just not
I don't
used.
know, to be honest with you. I've never tried to use Zoom, never did Zoom with YouTube. I've done Zoom, just not with YouTube.
No, just regular Zoom. Like I've had a lot of people have trouble getting on it. Like they just don't. They find it difficult to do the password, which is usually like what the 12 or 13 numbers, and then you gotta. So that's the group ID. They go crazy with that, and then
And maybe a special character, which you can just put a period, motherfuckers. It's easy.
it's horrible.
Jesus.
I know it's just horrible. So how
They
have you?
give you a list of symbols you can use in the description, as a matter of fact.
I know, but
Cool. We was talking. Me and Brosberg was talking about you trolling around,
why? You know what? He's so
talking
ridiculous.
about the feds.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. He won't come. He won't come over and talk to me though. I'm trying to finalize our wedding plans. They're gonna get married in September. I have to finalize everything. We're going to Puerto
Yeah.
Rico. I gotta get the
Me
right
and
hotel.
me and Beta start trolling.
I love it. This is fun. I don't know why I have overexposure here, but it is what it is. It's weird. Did you hear about the fire that they had? Somebody just made the fire in our lower Manhattan area near Foley Square.
No, what happened?
Somebody just came over to the state office building, which is heavily guarded. So it was really weird. And he just
And they set the
poured,
state office building on fire.
they set, well, no, it's the grounds. They set the grounds on fire.
That's crazy.
It's horrible. I'm fine here. So
I'm
wait,
pretty
hold
sure them people wasn't fucking with you in that kind of way that you had to go to those extremes. Wait, whoa, you faded out the white. What's up with your cam? Why your cam look like that?
I don't know. This is like I don't know what happened to the I don't know. I haven't been on this laptop.
Look like you in a heavenly realm and shit. Like I'm
I
talking to
know,
you through a
right?
spirit box or something.
Oh my god, it's so interesting. Maybe that's how it was set. I don't know. It's definitely not coming in with hard color. And I don't even have highlights on. It looks like it's like highlights. It's not. It's weird. I don't know what this is. Let me see if I can. I still can't do it. It's always something. But at least they can't say I didn't come on.
So what is the topic about anyway?
Oh, it's open for whatever. So whatever. I think this was out. I'm just here because I don't usually get people to talk to me directly. So I'm happy to be here. For the Okay, is that too noisy? Y'all hear me good, right?
What? Huh?
You can hear me good, right?
Huh?
You know what? I can't trust you.
Nah,
No,
I can't.
I can't trust
I
you.
can hear you 12.
I know you can. I can't trust you. I know how you roll. I want to show you that fire that happened. I got a video. Let me see. Because it was so ridiculous, and the people know. Like the people know. This guy wasn't like hiding from anybody. He just he's doing the most. I don't know what's wrong with him. Let me show y'all.
Investigation into this terrifying scene in New York City. Video from witnesses showing a man pouring a liquid outside a federal building home to an immigration and customs office, igniting a massive blaze.
Actually witnessed it was definitely alarming.
Investigators say the suspect ignited an apparent bundle of fireworks, fired an airsoft rifle, and lit this fire in an incident that injured 3 people this morning. You can see him lobbing something towards the entrance.
Wait. Question.
A scuffle
How the hell did that? There was nobody around when he lit that fire. How did 3 people get injured? Did they just decide to walk into the fire and shit?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how. It doesn't look like this. And first of all, I'm telling you, this place is heavily secured. I mean, I don't even know how. You see how he just poured a bucket and then lit it on fire? It's really.
I mean, did 3 people get injured trying to fight the fire? Or are we just saying 3 people got injured so we can trump the charges up on this dude. What the fuck is going on here?
But it's a wild scene, definitely. I don't understand how he
This is
just poured it. You
crazy.
see how he just poured it? He just poured, like, why didn't they catch him
Yeah, it was a bunch
beforehand?
of
The
it
man
He just
too.
look how he
the
pours
liquid
it.
outside a federal
That's
building
crazy to
home
me.
to an
See?
immigration and customs
Nobody
office,
tell him. Look,
igniting
he
a
almost poured
massive
himself on
blaze.
fire.
To actually witness it was definitely alarming.
And then he shot something. Maybe when he shot something, you see, they said he shot something. So maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I think it's a wild scene.
Yeah, that shit does look crazy.
So I'm surprised you
Not
didn't hear
that he hobbling off like he one of the motherfucking Oompa Loompas from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, though. You see how he runs?
because
That
some of the bottom of his pants caught on fire. That's crazy. And I'm telling you, it's heavily guarded over there. So I don't know why and how that happened. It's very weird. But we've been having weird stuff. We had a we have had several strange incidents happening and shootings all over the city. But that was so weird, and that's happened after the couple went and put that flag up on top of the Eiffel Tower. That was strange, you know. So we've been having some strange
well,
protests.
yeah, I mean it's New York, strange shit happens, but that was pretty weird. Like, yeah, I mean the shooting shit though, that shit ain't weird. It's the summertime. That's just gonna increase,
It's
no
just
matter where
unfortunate.
you're at.
Yes, it's just unfortunate though. Couple with this couple putting the flag. This is ridiculous, and they're not stressing over the flag incident either. Like they just walk the people out. They're not worried about. I think it's interesting how we just have the strangest news all the time. But
Once again, it's New York.
yeah, but at least we're not having those subway pushings like this one right here. Where's that? Where am I? I'll check it for the beginning right here.
There. The daredevil couple who scaled their way to the top of the Empire State Building left the Midtown
Ridiculous.
South Precinct without saying a word and without the Batman masks they wore
Oh,
during
so
the
they
climb.
scaled the
Both
entire
now
building?
facing
Oh,
8
hell
charges,
no.
including burglary, criminal trespass, and reckless endangerment.
Angelina, was it worth it?
How you doing? Well, you can't be up here.
This is NYPD body camera video of the moment ESU officers arrested 33-year-old Angelina Nicolau and 32-year-old Ivan Kuznetsov. They made it to the very tip of the antenna, more than 1,400 feet above street level.
I'm okay. Rob, come on. Give me this.
Oh no.
Playing out
I done got
online
up there and somehow I gotta get down with my hands cuffed behind my back.
when the power of love meets love of power, the world knows peace. They then started their descent where he proposed. People on the ground riveted.
I guess he must really love her.
I'll always remember it, but I'll also remember tonight when they're locked up in the cell, I'm sure, for 24 hours.
Yeah, what's all the hoopla going on over there?
This air traffic controller recording shows that pilots were also watching.
It's a male, female, dressed in black. They had some flag they were waving when they were up at the top. And he just proposed to her.
This is crazy. This was a lie too, because they said they were already married. So it's just
Yeah, that's
weird.
not just that, that's gotta be crazy. How if you up there, you're a pilot, you can see that this dude proposed from a fucking helicopter or plane.
Crazy.
How the fuck you gonna see, oh yeah, Jim, he proposed to her down there. What the fuck?
It's crazy. It's so weird. It's the weirdest news. We've been having some weird nonsense going on. It's so crazy.
Nah, they making some shit up in your city just to have some shit popping off for y'all. The fuck is this?
That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. I mean, I think that the fire thing is very dangerous though. Like that nonsense with the flag wasn't scary. It just was weird. But the burning of, the burning, what's that about? I don't like that at all. That's scary. So I
Yeah,
feel like
that
security
seems
issue.
like some angry individual that just did some shit.
Yeah, it's very scary, and we don't usually have problems over there, so they're very dangerous. And we've been having protests. The regular protests have been very loving and non-hostile in front of the Trump towers. We always have the groups protesting in front of Trump towers, but we've been having more aggressive people protesting in front of Mayor Mandami's home, which is Gracie Mansion, and that's been another weird one because they don't really like him at all, and it's just getting ridiculous. So I think that he doesn't want to. One of the things that he did that frustrated me is how he jumped into the pool, the community pool, with a whole suit on to let us know that the pools was open. And I thought that was weird. I was like, why is he fully dressed in a suit? I just thought it was unnecessary. I said, what is he doing? Like, why? I thought that was so crazy.
All right, hey, 12, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, sure. I want to show you guys this. He jumps in the pool, fully dressed. Why? Why is he in the full suit, guys? What is this? Hey, how are you? You see this? The mayor jumped in a whole suit. Good evening.
If you
I was just highlighting some stuff that's been happening in New York that's just weird. Okay, so I started with, I'm sorry for the overexposure. I don't know why it's like this, but I think you're better with this instead of my avatar. And I could do the avatar. Let's see. Would it be better? Do y'all like that one better? Anyway, we'll see. But the problem has been that in New York, we've been having weird news, and I really think it's based on the mayor. I think the mayor has been doing weird stuff, and it makes the weirdos come out. You know what I mean? They're already looking for a reason to come out, and jumping in the pools with a full suit on, I think is weird. He also watched a game of soccer, or what do we call that now? We have this FIFA, whatever, at Rikers. And the Rikers inmates are acting like they're just so happy that he came to watch with them. And I thought that was weird. I'm so sorry. I thought it was weird. Let me show you. I can hear you clearly. No lag, no echo. Okay, great. And it's better with, you like it better with the, what's going on? Let me see. You like it better with the avatar or without? This is without the avatar. I feel like I have overexposure. But let me show you the mayor going to Rikers Island. He's watching the, I think this is weird. I really,
and we talked about,
he's doing weird stuff. He's getting weird news in the city.
I hope that this shares with people who are incarcerated here on Rikers that they too are a part of New York City. The World Cup has been a magical moment for the entire city. These are New Yorkers, and they will be New Yorkers when they get out of Rikers. They're New Yorkers today, and I wanted to make sure that we can celebrate this moment together. Messi, World Cup! I guarantee you!
even though it's not a sports bar, we can't get our drinks on and stuff like that. That's okay though. We got to eat on, so that was good though. You know what I'm saying? So we got the privilege of drinking stuff, eating food that we don't really get has. And you know what I'm saying? Like with me, I've been locked up 21 months, so it's been a long time since I had real food like that.
These two teams are rivals for decades, and can we get any better than this?
So the mayor, he has been doing things that may be considered outside the box. But yeah, I really appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. Hello, April Showers. How are you? Hello. She said hi to everyone. So a lot of people have been, I think they just want to argue and yell at the mayor for his initiatives for New York. But I also think that because he didn't refund the NYPD, he didn't bring on more new officers, he's been getting people really mad with him. So one of the things that upset the people was he refused to walk with the Jews when they celebrated on Fifth Avenue Jewish Pride. They was very mad with him. Then they got upset because they said the Irish and Italians and so forth got upset with him for when he did the World Cup map for tourism. He didn't include Little Italy, little Irish town, whatever they call it. And they said, he really hates white people. That's what they were saying. They said, oh my God, he really hates white people. He only wants to highlight, how did they say it? They said he only wants to highlight people of color, right? He said people of color, not white people. It was just it's very crazy. I'll show you. They feel like he's attacking people on purpose. And they're very
Mamdani is facing.
Let me show you. They're very upset with him. I think he just can go no wrong. He can't do things right for them because they just don't like him. When people don't like you, it's just nothing you can do that's right. April Shower saying, hi, Deacon Terry. Wonderful. Let me show y'all. I'll go back to the beginning here.
Mamdani is facing backlash from some New Yorkers who feel left out by the city's map of immigrant communities. This is the map that's causing a stir online. It includes 30 immigrant enclaves, but Little Italy is not on the map. Jewish and Irish neighborhoods are also not included. When we reached out to the mayor's office, they shared another map. It shows the top 20 new immigrant communities, which they say was created by the Adams administration.
So let me give you.
Okay, they didn't really show you the drama with the people. They just showed you that the map did not showcase Little Italy, but there was backlash. Like, it was backlash for that. Right?
Mamdani is facing backlash.
Hold on, let me show you the video with them. I mean, it's almost like the people was really upset, and they said, "Oh, he don't like Italians or whatever." I mean, it's just crazy. It's been crazy. We've been constantly with craziness. Let me see. Oh wait, I'll get out of it. Hold on.
Now, on what we were talking about a moment ago, New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani is taking heat from some immigrant groups. His office released a map highlighting the neighborhoods that make up New York City's melting pot, but some long-established communities were left off. Senior Fox News correspondent Eric Shawn takes a look at that.
New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani is being accused of erasing some of his constituents off the map. Literally, Mamdani's office released a map called New York City Immigrant Enclaves, citing 30 spots, but did not include Italian, Jewish, Irish, or Greek neighborhoods.
He goes and he created that abomination of an ethnic map, and he excluded the Greeks that they work for him and they've been friends with him for so many years. And he just exclude us. We don't exist.
There is a Little Palestine for an Arab American street, 2 Little Africas, Central and South American neighborhoods, and even a Little Boot Tibet. But Manhattan's historic Little Italy and other heavily Italian neighborhoods are absent. Lawyer Gerard Maroney, vice president of the Italian American Civil Rights League, says the oversight is offensive and wrong.
When we saw that, we were really shocked. We were really taken back. We were offended. We felt disrespected. Italian Americans built the city. He left out Little Italy. How do you leave out Little Italy? And not only that, he left out so many other important ethnic groups.
Mamdani claims leaving anyone out was unintentional.
Clearly not an exhaustive list of the more than 200 ethnic communities that call our city home, and we're going to be making additional changes in the future to reflect that, and that includes adding Little Italy to the map.
But Maroney says all New York City ethnic groups should be recognized.
Together we can make New York great again, but he can't forget about the ethnic groups, the Italian Americans, the Greeks, the Jews, all these different ethnic groups that built this city, that were so important to the city. He can't forget about us. And if he does forget about us, we're going to make ourselves known.
Manhattan's Little Italy has not yet shown up on the map. And as for the Irish, the Greeks, and the Jews, well, for now, they are out of luck. In Manhattan's Little Italy, I'm Eric Shawn, Fox News.
Be sure to
So I think it's clear that he's not trying to get reelected for the next 4 years because he's upsetting so many people. I mean, it's ridiculous, and I think that a lot of it is intentional. But I mean, what can you really say, right? I mean, it's so ridiculous. This is another thing he's everybody. Like, so you, first of all, you knew he was going to have a problem with the Jews. So again, he made them upset because he refused to go to their parade on Fifth Avenue. I want to show y'all that too. And then he got backlash from even the Puerto Ricans. I mean, he's been just getting all groups upset with him. Okay. And I think that it's an issue that we've been having since he's gotten into position as the mayor. And it is what it is. He refused to go to the Jewish parade. Like, he's like, you can't make me. He's hilarious. But let's see this one. This one, he's got the landlords upset with him because he did a rent freeze. And they're like, what's wrong with him? You know, like, because he's clearly doesn't believe in capitalism. He wants us to have universal everything. And, you know, I just don't think he's going to be reelected at all. You know. Here we go.
In a major victory for Mayor Mamdani, the Rent Guidelines Board approves a rent freeze for nearly 1 million rent-stabilized units. But landlords call the process a farce, telling Christina Fan renters will ultimately pay the price.
This is just cosplaying fairness This isn't real fairness.
Jan Lee, whose family has owned this Chinatown building for nearly a century, is crying foul, accusing the Rent Guidelines Board of freezing rent despite mounds of data he says shows rising costs for landlords.
They're not even hiding the bias anymore. The mayor had campaigned on a rent freeze. He appoints 75% of the board, and now he's got his hand on the scale.
Just hours before Thursday's meeting, drama unfolded when Christina Smith, a member of the board who represented landlords, resigned from her post, accusing the process of being broken and unjust. But it did little to sway the results, as the Rent Guidelines Board voted 7-1 in an historic first to approve a 0% increase on both 1- and 2-year leases. Renters say the measure was necessary as they struggle to combat inflation and cuts to social services.
It's going to do so much to really affect my life in a good way.
I feel very good because in New York, that's one of the biggest problems that we have. You know, rent is high and we really needed it stabilized.
Mayor Mamdani, who campaigned on freezing the rent, insisted the board's decision would be fair and impartial. He responded to the outcome, saying in part, "This is the relief that working people across our city deserve." But Lee says it's renters who the freeze will ultimately hurt.
If we keep eroding one side of the equation, something's got to give, and the people in those buildings are going to suffer. So there has to be some kind of fairness and recognition of the math.
The freeze will impact more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants throughout the city and will affect leases that begin after October 1st of this year. From the Upper West Side, Christina Fan, CBS News, New York.
So as you can see, they made sure they had a minority landlord because and it comes to what Mamdani does, they like to show that he impacts and messes up everybody across the board, okay? There's no ethnic group that he's not effing with, okay? But the way he does it, I just think that he's making sure that you're not going to want to vote for him next time, okay? He's a mess. Like, he really is. Let me show you this one.
Free meals are now available.
Now, this is about him not wanting to, he doesn't want to be in any Jewish celebrations.
Of thousands of people showed up for Israel Day on 5th. Security was a top concern for the NYPD and parade organizers.
This is a great honor for us, and we're very excited about it.
People came from all over, including Israel, to experience the sights and sounds. This year's theme, Proud Americans, Proud Zionists, underscoring both U.S. identity and support for Israel.
I think that all of New York should be here in solidarity. I think we should be supporting our Jewish friends. I think it should be a huge priority.
Security was tight, with the most ever heavy weapons teams, screenings for attendees and vendors, robust camera coverage, drones, and more, according to NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch. There's a lot of security. They've taken a lot of measures. Thank you, Commissioner Tisch. We feel so safe. Thank you, NYPD, FDNY, everybody who's here protecting us and keeping us safe. Governor Kathy Hochul was among the dignitaries taking part in the parade. She used the event to announce the official signing of the buffer zone bill, meant to protect houses of worship from protests with a 50-foot security perimeter.
Hate against one is hate against all.
One notable figure missing, Mayor Zohran Mamdani. He's the first mayor to skip it in the parade's 62-year history. He says his decision is based on principle, tied to his views on the Israeli government, but he insists the city is fully supporting the parade's safety.
New York City mayor should really be ashamed of himself that he did not come.
Children and families walked along Fifth Avenue, proudly waving the Israeli flag with support from allies.
That the Jewish community is not the only one responsible for standing against anti-Semitism. It requires everyone, all of us, every ethnic group.
On the Upper East Side, Alicia Reed, Pix 11 News.
So there was backlash, of course, for that. Him not going resulted in backlash from the Jewish community, and instead of like calming that down, he's still upsetting everyone, getting the Irish involved, the Italians, anybody. He's just going in for everybody. Now this is a report about the backlash where the Jews don't feel like he supports them. Let you see that.
New York City, there are concerns over anti-Semitism and the war in Gaza. Those concerns brought protesters to a rally outside the mayor's official residence Tuesday night. Demonstrators clashed over Mayor Zohran Mamdani's response to protests conducted to the conflict. Tara Mergener reports now from Manhattan.
As chants echo outside Gracie Mansion, organizers say the rally is meant to send a message that many Jewish New Yorkers and their supporters feel increasingly at odds with the city. Hundreds gathered accusing Mayor Mamdani of failing to respond to what they describe as rising anti-Semitism in New York City. The demonstration follows months of tension tied to the war in Gaza, including protests outside synagogues and Israeli real estate events in Brooklyn and Manhattan. Some Jewish New Yorkers say those events, along with a rise in anti-Semitic incidents reported across the city since the start of the war, have left them feeling targeted and unsafe. Protesters waved Israeli and American flags and were joined by some Christian, Hindu, and Muslim supporters.
If any other group were going through this, I don't think this mayor would stand for it. But he stands for it for us, and I'm sorry, that's not acceptable. And we have to tell him that it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay.
But counter-protesters, including other members of the Jewish community who support the mayor, say criticism of Israel should not automatically be considered anti-Semitic.
This is ridiculous, because we know Mayor Mamdani, an honest, righteous person standing up for New Yorkers, and if he believes that what Israel does is criminal and is wrong, then this is not anti-Semitism.
Despite the tension, the rally remained largely peaceful as police kept both sides separated outside Gracie Mansion. Reporting in Manhattan, Tara Mergener, CBN News.
I can see and hear the really clearly that. Thank you. So there was backlash from Mayor Mamdani. As you can see, for the Jewish parade, out of over 60 years, he's the first mayor to not walk with them. They were very upset. They've been upset with him the whole time he's gone into office. They've been protesting, doing crazy stuff in front of his home, right? So then he got the Puerto Ricans mad because he was like, oh, I don't see any reason for us to have a breakfast. Christian Broadcast News Network. He was upset. They was upset with him for the Puerto Rican Day breakfast. He didn't want to have it because he said he was going to be there at the parade, and he didn't see any reason to have the breakfast. And they was like, we had the breakfast all the time, like every year. Like, why would you not want to host the breakfast? So he got backlash for that. And he changed up and he did have it. But that wasn't without backlash. And I want to show you that he did do it. Let me put that on. But it wasn't without a backlash from the community. I don't know if they're going to let you know that there was backlash, but I'm letting you know that this didn't go smooth. They had to let him know that we want you to have this breakfast.
Puerto Ricans in New York City. Mayor Mamdani hosted the Puerto Rican Heritage Reception today at Gracie Mansion.
Since the first wave of migration in the 19th century, Puerto Rican New Yorkers have enriched our city. So much of New York City's culture and frankly, our sense of self comes from La Isla del Encanto.
It's music, it's art, it's poetry, it's food, it's irresistible zest for life. And it's more than that.
And the annual event kicks off celebrations ahead of the National Puerto Rican Day Parade. It's billed as the largest demonstration of cultural pride in the nation. Now in its 68th year, the parade steps off Sunday, running from 44th to 79th Streets along Fifth Avenue.
I'm obviously not the guy that lives.
I want to show you. So they didn't talk about the drama and the backlash because it moved forward, but he upset the Jews, he upset the Puerto Ricans, he's got the black homeowners upset because he's got this whole thing about wanting to get homes that are multifamilies and give them to nonprofits. I mean, it's just a lot going on. He's got a lot of things that he's doing that's not traditional, and that's what he promised. He promised a new era with him coming in. I just want you to see, it's been a lot of drama since he's been in office. It is what it is. It's how it is under Mamdani.
On Saturday, a protest was held outside Gracie Mansion, where I live with my wife, Rama. Neither of us were home at the time. This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy entitled Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City. I'm the first Muslim mayor of our city. Anti-Muslim bigotry is nothing new to me, nor is it anything new for the 1 million or so Muslim New Yorkers who know this city as our home. While I found this protest appalling, I will not waver in my belief that it should be allowed to happen. Ours is a free society where the right to peaceful protest is sacred. It does not belong only to those we agree with. It belongs to everyone. I will defend that right every day that I am mayor, even when those protesting say things that I abhor. Let me also be clear about something else. New York City will never tolerate violence, whether from protests or counter-protests. Many of the counter-protesters met this display of bigotry peacefully, with a vision of a city that is welcoming to all. But a few did not. Two men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Kayumi, traveled from Pennsylvania and attempted to bring violence to New York City. They are suspected of coming here to commit an act of terrorism. There is video of these two individuals throwing two devices towards the protest. The police department has determined that these were improvised explosive devices made to injure, maim, or worse. Thanks to the swift and decisive actions of NYPD officers at the scene, both men were immediately taken into custody, and the devices they brought taken off of our streets. I want to commend the officers who were on site. They faced a chaotic situation that very quickly could have become far more dangerous. NYPD Chief Aaron Edwards and Sergeant Luis Navarro ran towards the danger so that others could run to safety. They are here with us now, and I want to thank them today publicly as I did yesterday privately, and to thank the dozens of other officers who responded without hesitation. That is courage, that is selflessness, and I'm deeply grateful to both of them and to every member of the NYPD who works every single day to keep New Yorkers safe. As the NYPD continued their investigation yesterday, they found a third suspicious device in a vehicle on East End between 81st and 82nd Street. Out of an abundance of caution, they conducted a number of limited evacuations of nearby buildings before removing the device from the area. Once the device was removed, those evacuated were allowed to return to their homes. I am grateful for their continued work to keep New Yorkers safe. And let me say this plainly. Anyone who comes to New York City to bring violence to our streets will be held accountable in accordance with the law. As this case continues to develop, I will remain in close contact and communication with our police commissioner. I want to say thank you once again to everyone who acted on Saturday to protect their fellow New Yorkers and to uphold the values of this city. Now, I would like to invite Police Commissioner Tisch to say a few words.
So we're not going to listen to Police Commissioner Tisch because this has already happened in past. But we have been having these crazy things happening. They've been doing outrageous stuff, and I think that he doesn't comment by, changing stuff that people have been used to the whole time the mayors, have been in position. Like, he continues to push something new to people that are set in their ways, and that is something that he tends to really demonstrate that he has no fear in doing. Like, he has been doing things that has been receiving backlash. He doesn't care. He continues anyway. And I just feel like it's such a glare. He continues to do what he wants to do, regardless of backlash. And we've been having strange things happening, buildings on fire that's abandoned. He says that he's not playing around with terrorist stuff, but we've been having strange things happening in New York. And those two people going up there to put that flag up, it was weird. That was a very weird incident. We'll listen to this report right here.
Marked Eid al-Adha with prayer at McCombs Dam Park. Worshippers expressed their pride and described what it means to pray alongside New York City's first Muslim mayor.
Mayor Mamdani also dealing with the aftermath of a protest outside of Gracie Mansion last night, where he was accused of not doing enough to stop the rise in anti-Semitism. News 4's government affairs reporter Melissa Russo reports from the Bronx.
Kneeling on mats for morning prayers, Muslim New Yorkers filling a field in McCombs Dam Park on this Eid holiday, honoring the sacrifice of the prophet Ibrahim.
You would think it would be loud, but it felt like quiet, like a little calm.
11-year-old Ibrahim Hadara said praying in the shadow of Yankee Stadium felt peaceful.
Normally we're all on our phones all day. I noticed people putting their phones down, looking up, focusing on the prayer.
But the highlight for Ibrahim? Seeing Mayor Zohran Mamdani front and center.
I really like Mamdani being mayor because having a Muslim mayor, I feel like it connects me deeper to the city of New York.
I was born in Uganda.
The mayor acknowledged the many African Muslims gathered to pray in their home borough.
I am determined to lead through this lens of solidarity.
In our city, we don't have a lot of the Muslim be the mayor and all of that stuff.
Several children here saying Mamdani offers more than pride. They see him pushing back against prejudice.
How do you think the mayor can help?
By showing us showing the other people what the Muslim religion is like and what Islam is like, so people can understand us more.
And they could show the Islamophobes what Muslims can do. We are not terrorists, we are normal people.
They have been treated so differently because of actions by a small few.
Hussein Yarabari of the Muslim Community Network recalls remarks Mamdani made at the Islamic Cultural Center before the election.
A man in an Arsenal jersey in the middle of a mayoral campaign. He said, I will be a Muslim man in New York City.
I will no longer look for myself in the shadows. I will find myself in the light.
But some Jewish New Yorkers say they're not feeling the light in Mamdani's New York. Roughly a third of the city's Jews voted for him, but hundreds gathered last night to protest the mayor near Gracie Mansion, concerned about rising anti-Semitism and that Jews are disproportionately targeted in hate crimes here.
Where in 2026, we had people waving Hezbollah flags.
Mayor Mamdani regularly condemns anti-Semitism, and he recently boosted funding he says will help stop hate crimes against Jews. Some are offended, though, that he's using his platform to push his pro-Palestinian views.
The Middle East is 6,000 miles away. We're not going to stop it on the streets of New York.
Mamdani has said he's trying to elevate previously overlooked parts of the narrative. For instance, this city-produced video he posted this month about a New Yorker displaced during the formation of Israel.
So I was proud to commemorate Nakba Day.
Talking about the Nakba, which essentially is completely talking down the state of Israel existing. What does that do to people that don't know any better? It makes them hate Israel, hate Jews.
I've seen him like make condemnations on all sides when it's anti-Semitism, when it's Islamophobia, when it's anti-gay violence.
Despite disagreements over world politics, Mamdani has vowed to seek out common ground as New Yorkers. And for some of the kids here at Eid prayers today, that means hopefully scoring a ticket to the World Cup.
I heard that that Mamdani is hosting 5 free events, and my brother said he will take me because I know the prices are insane for tickets, so I'm really looking forward to that.
In the Bronx, Melissa Russo, News 4, New York.
I'm sorry, I had taken that off. I was trying to stop it before they stopped because when the report is over, I don't see a pause. But what I'm trying to highlight is that if he was really trying to be about making the city feel united, he should have marched at the Jewish Day Parade. You know what I'm saying? Because not marching after 6 decades of mayors doing it, it doesn't look like he's in support of everybody, right? And then him doing a tour guide for tourism and not having Little Italy and other communities that are not really identified as non-white, like all the white term immigrant communities he chose not to have on the calendar, looks really ununifying. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't have these conversations going on, and we weren't with other mayors. We didn't have that under Giuliani, under Bloomberg, under I have his name on my tongue. And that's why they got reelected. You know, these are people I'm mentioning that was given a second term. I really don't think Mamdani's going to get a second term. I really don't. But when it comes to that other, I think he's Italian. He married the black woman. What's his name? Mayor. He was the first campaign I volunteered on. Why am I forgetting his name? And they were saying he was so ridiculous. Do you remember that mayor that was talking about the Tell Us Two Cities? What was his name? He was the Italian. Yes. So Bill de Blasio and Eric Adams was not in none of this stuff that Mamdani's in. And Mamdani is in it because Mamdani goes far left. You hear me? Mamdani doing stuff that I feel like you gotta really watch, because he identifies as someone that was born in Africa. You know that, right? He was born in Africa. He's a true immigrant. He's an immigrant mayor. People wanted some new things. This is what you're getting. But I need y'all to know there's been wild backlash going on with this mayor. And he's still moving forward. Full steam. He's going straight ahead. You can't tell him nothing. Let's watch. I think as a result of this Muslim mayor, you got to watch what is happening in the Muslim community, because there are a lot of new things going on for them. And one of the things is in the Bronx. Remember, he did that major prayer. He's got two locations he's been doing new things. He was celebrating Eid in Harlem, and then he was in the Bronx for that prayer you just saw. Now look at this. This is in the Bronx, okay?
is expanding to a new building that's 10 times the size of the existing one. Our News 12's Lindsay Tanney tells us all about it in today's segment of Rebuilding the Bronx.
A new beginning for the Bronx Muslim Center. They're building what will become the largest mosque in New York State.
It's going to be our new home. It's going to be a community center, a weekend school, and a mosque.
People are hard at work on the over $10 million project. The new building is just down the block from the existing one. Leaders at the center say the Muslim community is growing and an expansion is long overdue.
Community members, Muslims and non-Muslims, got used to us sitting on the sidewalks, praying on sidewalks, praying in the street. They knew that we needed something larger.
And that's what they're getting. The new center is 32,000 square feet. That's 10 times the size of the current center. What's now a construction site will soon look like this: prayer areas, community spaces, classrooms, and more.
This will be the first community center in the surrounding neighborhoods for our youth. So we need to take the youth off the street and bring them into somewhere safe, somewhere where they, in a learning environment, a positive environment.
A place to educate, host prayers, and serve a vibrant, growing community. The Bronx Muslim Center hopes to open this new mosque by the end of 2026. In Van Nest, Lindsay Tanney, News 12 The Bronx.
I think it's very, very important to see what is going on in the city regarding Muslims. And I don't want the people to be distracted by the news, because there is extreme movement going on, and the Jewish people are trying to tell people. Now, the Jewish people was already saying he's not treating them right. And then when he does things to other communities, I don't know if y'all needed to see how people was mad with him, the black homeowners. Did y'all want to see that? Because I don't have to give y'all too much. I can let y'all have the just be with y'all for an hour. But he's getting every community. Okay, like there's nobody that he's not upsetting. But I would say that it's unfortunate for Mayor Eric Adams to not have been able to get a second term. But I feel that the reason why he was unable to get a second term is because he had too much corruption in his whole cabinet. Like basically everybody he hired was messed up with scandal. It's like they just didn't avoid scandal, and they're in court now. We have constant foolish stuff going on under his all the people he hired. They all got in trouble. Hi, Red Wings. So Red Wings asks, do you have a problem with Muslims? I believe we're a Christian country. That's what I believe. And I believe under this mayor, he's expanding Muslim access, and I don't think if people are paying attention, they won't know that. And you got to really pay attention to what Mayor Mamdani is doing. Like people are complaining, they're telling you, right? So he was messing with the Jews. He wouldn't go with them to their parade. I think that was that is a strike, right? That's a strike. That's bad, right? Then he attempted, because there was backlash, but you couldn't get him to go. Mayor Adams went, right? They invited Mayor Adams. So Mayor Adams went. Hey, Cha, how are you? It's so good to see you. How have you been doing? Let me tell you something. I think it was bad. Christian people enslaved us under white Jesus. Christian people, it's a Christian country, no matter what. He didn't even do his swearing in on the Bible. He did it on the Quran. I thought that was very disrespectful. That was the first strike for me. In him coming, listen, he's not my mayor. No, I didn't vote for him. I wanted Adams to get reelected, and because Adams was unable to get this financial support that he needed. The people couldn't stand him. The people didn't want him. The Democratic Party, went for Mamdani, which I didn't understand that at all. I feel that he's anti-American. He has no interest in America. I was interested in Saliva. Saliva Saliva was highlighting on the news the treatment of the encampments, right? Let's get that one. I want to show y'all. So Saliva was saying that Mayor Mamdani should be ashamed of himself with the way he's doing the encampments removals, which he had promised people that he wasn't going to do encampment removals. But there was, of course, backlash regarding that. Let me see. Speaks. Let me see if I can get that report. That report, he was saying Mamdani's not doing a good job. Or is that one? Let me see if I can find it. He just did that. Let me see. Did I finish with the thing I was saying about? So then he got the Jews upset. Instead of the backlash impacting him to come back on and go to walk with the parade, he refused. He didn't. But he did. Let me see. Mamdani's approach to West Side. Here it is. Oh, let's see. This is not a Christian country. Read the Constitution. It's a Christian country. Yes, it is. The majority of, come on, like, go by the churches. Look at it's a Christian country. It's not Muslim. Who practices, look at the calendar. We have the Jewish holidays, not Eid. We don't fast for Muslim holidays. And most people have never read or seen the Quran. What are you talking about? Let's see. Okay, wait, they have this backlash about the homeless encampments that are going on. Let me show y'all.
And some of the sharpest criticism is coming from people who live and work in one of the most expensive areas of Manhattan, Hudson Yards. Political reporter Marcia Kramer joins us now with more. Marcia.
Well, Justin, KJ, it was sort of ironic today. As I was interviewing people who live and work near one of the West Side homeless encampments, one of the men I talked to said he had just seen former Mayor Adams biking in the area. Now, remember, he made dismantling encampments a top priority of his administration. Mayor Mamdani has taken a different approach centered on outreach, which so far has left a number of encampments untouched.
He should move them along and offer them help, but move them along.
A plea to Mayor Mamdani from a resident of Hudson Yards, one of the most expensive areas of Manhattan, where a one-bedroom apartment averages $5,600 a month and a three-bedroom can set you back more than $17,000. It's also home to a number of unhoused New Yorkers. A few steps from where we spoke, a woman slept on a bench in Bella Abzug Park, and a short way down 36th Street is one of the homeless encampments that dot the West Side all the way from 36th Street to 50th Street.
They need to go someplace, but they shouldn't be camping on public ground.
The idea of camping took on new meaning on West 36th Street, where one of the men found an ingenious way to do his laundry. He filled an orange delivery bag with water from a fire hydrant, and voila, clean clothes. CBS News New York cameras also found this encampment on West 44th Street, this one near the Intrepid on 47th Street and 12th Avenue, another one on 49th Street, and so on. Mayor Mamdani's plan is to send outreach workers to the sites and give the unhoused a week to move or get shelter. This notice on 36th Street says the camp will be dismantled on July 27th.
How do I feel about the encampments? I feel like there could be something better done, figure out a better solution. Homeless shelters.
I mean, it's terrible. I think that
yeah, there needs to be some sort of solution for them so they can get housing.
So what do you think the mayor should do?
I don't know. I mean, I think that something definitely needs to change. It's not just here, it's all throughout New York City, essentially.
It's unsightly, but I don't have anywhere to tell them to go.
Well, I spoke to some of the people in the encampments. They say they prefer the street to city shelters. And if the city says they have to leave, they'll just move to a different street. The mayor's office did not return calls for comment. Guys.
Okay, so that was not the specific one I wanted to show y'all because I wanted to show you Saliva complaining about it. See, Saliva was getting on the mayor about the way he's been doing these encampments. I don't know why that's not the first story that's coming up when Saliva, he just was complaining about that. Like what? Let me see how I'm doing. That's what I hate about. Okay. Am I spelling his name wrong? Let me see. Saliva. What? Let's see if it'll come up this way. No, I don't see it. He was complaining. He was like, I got to talk to the mayor about this is hard. He's doing a horrible job with the encampments. How can that not be front and center? This is ridiculous. This is what I'm trying to tell you, how they like try to suppress certain stories because I literally saw it. I guess it's really not important. Like y'all get the whole point about encampments and the issue, but his encampments he was focusing on Queen encampments. Let me see. Saliva complains to the mayor about Queen's encampments. Let's see. And it was just like a week ago or this week. So it's not 9 months ago. Oh, and it was on the news. Like, why do I not see this? This is what I hate. I really got to get this together on how to search because he literally did that. Am I still spelling his name wrong? No. I had to write SLIWA. Just give me one moment. I really want you to see this. It's literally just a week ago or this week. Like what is it? We're in Tuesday, Wednesday. We're in Tuesday, right? So like how can that story not be there? He was just complaining about it. He was like, oh, the mayor is doing horrible. He's doing horrible with how he's keeping these. Let's see. Let's talk about. Let's take his name out of it. See if we can get information on Queen's encampments. $26. No. Okay, it's just a sign. I mean, he clearly was complaining about the Queen's encampments. I don't see it. What can I tell you? I can just tell you that he has been, and I could probably go to those locations to see how they're addressing those homeless there, because they definitely have attacked the people in the subways. And as you see, we're not hearing those crazy stories of people getting pushed by homeless people. They're out of the train stations. Now, what they're doing on the streets, they're making sure they're all the way over by the water, by 12th Avenue, where the majority of people are not. Okay. We need something since Mandami. Let's see. Because that really has been a change. There's a real change in the subways since Mandami has taken office. That is very clear. And that's because of the way that they was traumatizing the public, and people couldn't take it no more. They have new turnstiles, fare increases, and new bodies of police departments to address the outrageous homeless attacking the public. So that is something definitely his administration has come against. And even if you have some issues, like they recently, they're not showing like I've seen it, but I'll try to do better with where I'm getting my information from, because like off the dome, I'm not it's not happening, but I'm aware of it. But there was a rape attempt or a rape on 125th Street train station, and that was crazy. I mean, that was happening because that area, they have taken so many homeless people off of that area. 125th Street train station. I have to do it like that. 25th Street. We have so many. We have to be so specific because 125th Street spans from east to west, and I'm talking about the west side. And they're not even giving me the most recent rape attempt. I mean, come on. This was like, it was in broad daylight. And people was like, what? Rape attempt on 125th Street West. Let's put the West. And this took place like in June. They're giving me like stuff from back in the day. Look at that. 1 year ago, 2 years ago. This is ridiculous. They're so annoying. I don't understand. We just had this a month or two ago. Woman assaulted right here. Oh, it's a guy talking about it. Why is it the news? I should be able to get the news story. Like, what the hell? Oh, I have it here. Wait, let me go back to the screen share. This is another content creator that is talking on the issue. This was covered on WPIX or PIX. I don't know why I can't find it. Here, you can listen to him.
Thousands of New Yorkers come through this Harlem train station. Every day, but on Sunday night, police say this man And was
I
able
don't know
to
why this
force a
buffering like crazy. Look at
21-year-old
this.
woman
This is
into
crazy.
a restricted area of the station.
Right on
where he
125th and West
raped
Side.
her.
This don't
It's
make no
really
sense.
upsetting. That's wildly upsetting. I didn't know that.
Sources tell us the woman and her attacker were on a date at first. She remembers having a few drinks and apparently wanted to end the date. Instead, she ended up here at the 125th Street St. Nicholas station. It happened around 7:40 in the evening.
It's sad to me that no one was here. 7:40 at night.
Thousands of New Yorkers.
I'm running it back to see if we can stop the buffering. Like, what is the problem?
Come through this Harlem train station every day. But on Sunday night, police say this man was able to force a 21-year-old woman into a restricted area of the station.
Something's wrong with the way they keep making it buffer. Let's see if I can get this WPIX thing. Let me see. Police searching for man accused of sexual assault in subway. Let's see if I can get that. Because it's not, look how it's not playing well with this. I want the PIX report.
Thousands of New Yorkers come through this Harlem train station every day. But on Sunday night, police say this man was able to force a 21-year-old woman into a restricted area of the station where he raped her.
It's really upsetting. That's wildly upsetting. I didn't know that.
Sources tell us the woman and her attacker were on a date at first. She remembers having a few drinks and apparently wanted to end the date. Instead, she ended up here at the 125th Street St. Nicholas station. It happened around 7:40 in the evening.
It's sad to me that no one was here. 7:40 at night. Like, where were people at? My heart goes out to the young lady.
It's where co-founder of Until Freedom, my son, takes the train. We showed him who police are looking for.
It's really terrible the times we are in where you have males who actually partake in that type of activity in broad daylight.
The attack has left some riders shaken, especially because it happened inside one of the busiest stations in the city. The incident comes as rape cases are down in transit. The NYPD says there have been 2 incidents so far this year, compared to 6 during the same time last year. But overall, rapes are up 6% across the city compared to the same time last year.
It's busy. Yeah, I can't believe that happened at 7:40. I thought it would be like in the middle of the night, you know? Yeah, it's very unsettling. Being a woman is dangerous in New York City.
The victim was able to get herself to an area hospital. She's expected to be okay physically. In the meantime, police need your help finding the man responsible. If you have any information on his whereabouts, the man you saw in the piece, call Crime Stoppers. The number's right there. It's 800-577-TIPS. In Harlem, Nicole Johnson, Pix 11 News.
That was weird. But anyway, um, that is so disturbing, and I don't know how many people in the community are aware of it. You see, I found it difficult to find that video, and it's just very disturbing. But um, all I can tell you is that they have made tremendous changes in the train stations. Now you have the encampments, and we have people arguing about encampments. We have organizations like um, um, Focal New York that is not interested. Hi, Lauren. We have places like Vocal New York that is not interested in anyone touching an encampment. In fact, they want the police to leave them alone and allow them to have their encampments. Um, I feel that we should be able to utilize vacant spaces that are not being utilized and see if we can allow people that have set up for encampments. They have their tarp, they have their whole situation. They can be enclosed in an area that is vacant already. Like we have a lot of vacant lots in the city that no one is occupying. We can have them even pay a small fee to be there, and someone comes, make sure the city cleans it. I feel like there are ways to address encampments because the people do not want to be in a shelter, and we are aware of horrible stories. It's been documented. We have movies where they don't feel safe, their security is not there. I know a lot of people that have had horrible experiences in the shelter. I will say this. I was a family worker that worked with some families that ended up in the shelter. And one of the families that I had worked with, they had put her in a building. The building had no locks. And the reason why is because at that time, and this is years ago, okay, listen, she didn't have a lock for her door. They put her in a building. She had no lock for the door because those people not paying for keys. The city's not paying for keys that you may lose, or they gotta return because these people only get like 10 days in the specific place. That's why they try to put them in hotels where there's more monitoring. The reality is she had no running water. No, I mean, they just put her in the building. It was outrageous. It was not okay. Okay. I had another woman that was in a family shelter. This woman should have been in a family shelter, right? They had it in an unsecure, no security building. Okay. She had a family. This is the city. But the mayor talks about the city like they're going to do such great work. When has that been proven? But anyway, I had another woman in a family shelter. She was in a family shelter. And she had a bag that was given to her by a employer because she was working, but happened to be in a shelter, and her belongings were not secure. They were not safe, and the person stole her bag. They stole all her belongings, and she was in the shelter. And the worker that she had allowed her to have an extended time out so she could be at church. And when she returned to the shelter for her bed, the worker that was on the shift said that he wasn't going to honor that, her extended thing. They said she didn't have no bed in the shelter, and they was not trying to allow her access when she had already have a caseworker that allowed her to have an extended time. So there are a lot of problems in the shelters. Now I'm talking about years ago. I would hope that there has been some improvement, but there has been, that there. I mean, what are real improvements? Who's talking to who? yeah, or Lauren, it is very horrible because I'm not gonna try to say I know what's going on now. I'm just saying I know in the past, from my professional experience with the shelter system with families I have worked with, they are not gonna be spending a lot of money on these people. Now they put this family that I was working with in a apartment. That apartment didn't have no pots or nothing. So she had an illusion that she had a cooking facility. She has no money. She just had kids and stuff. So how's she gonna cook? She had no pots. She didn't have no bed. They put it in an unfurnished apartment. You know what I'm saying? So they can't. I mean, what are we doing? Or can we give them furnished apartments? I mean, it's just more money that they don't want to spend. What are the plans? What are we talking about? Okay, so we got a family with children. You put them in a no. They have no key, no nothing. Can we do something like Airbnb kind of thing where they get a code so these people can have a lock? They don't feel secure. Okay, there's no security for them. And then she's in an apartment that has no heat. There was no cooking. There was no electricity. She couldn't cook with that stove. There was no stove there. There was no conveniences. No. So they just put her in the building. They put her in an apartment. I came to do a check on her. She said there's no running water. We can't flush a toilet, nothing. And I was like, what? So they just playing games. Now that was years ago. I'm not gonna act like there can't be changes, but if you still got people that say it's better for them to live on the street, we got to consider something's not right. I'm sure they've had some kind of bad experience. Okay, there's something happened. So what can we do for people that refuse to be enclosed in an environment like a shelter? I say we have vacant lots. We allow them to have like you chalk it out, whatever, like we do when we have outdoor activities and events. When we have a block, what do we call these? Like when we have community events and you have vendors and you block that off with chalk and let them come to the event, let the vendor know what space they are. Let these people with these encampments, because they already got their little system. They got a system. And they might get money during the day. So you want to have them pay $25 or whatever. Nothing crazy. You allow them to have their encampment in this vacant lot and let them be in their section. But see, that's because people always want to take advantage. So that's why you don't have nothing smooth. You know what I'm saying? You don't. I know this girl. Red Bean said, why do Christians have so much juice for Muslims, but won't go answer the white Anola Christian males? Huh? But won't go against the white Angola Christian males? What are you talking about, Red Wings? You know I got that call-in number. You could call in. I don't know. I'm not, listen. You do 130. Listen, I'm trying to tell you something. I'm at 27, 127. Thank you for being with me for over an hour and 27 minutes. I appreciate you guys. What I'm saying is that this Mayor Mamdani, this Muslim mayor, said that he cares about people and their mental health. We understand. Well, I understand. Oh, 777. We must remember some people stand on the broken parts of another person's life because they can't stand on their own. I don't know what that means. Mr. Terry, listen. I come from a mental health background, right? So I worked under OMH, that's Office of Mental Health. I worked with a lot of traumatized people, seriously emotionally disturbed people. And I believe in a person-centered approach when we do things for people, especially people that have been traumatized. What you were saying made sense to me, but the leaders don't seem to want to offer creative and more thoughtful solutions. Well, this mayor says he wants to. This mayor that we got in New York says he wants to. The white males who told you Jesus is a white man. No, we're not saying Jesus is a white man. We're saying it's a Christian country. I didn't say no color with no Jesus stuff. You guys fear going on them. What are you talking about? I believe empathy is lacking from a lot of our leaders. What I'm saying is that if these people, if you have a homeless person that has been homeless for 3 years and longer, 3 years and longer, I don't think that they're interested in being housed. And if you feel that they have created something that's an eyesore, we have to see if we can give them a space that is fenced off, that they can be safe in and out of the way of the public where they feel unsafe by them, right? So I feel that the major issues that we have with encampments, I'm not against encampments. I feel that some people have been traumatized in the homes, and we consider children that have been violently sexually abused, and they have no interest in being enclosed and with doors and everything. We have to be sensitive to that. But if a person that is comfortable with being housed, they haven't been traumatized and abused by others, uh, and they're afraid of them because they are unhoused, we need to consider this. They feel like these people are a safety issue to the public. So they feel that when it comes to the topic of public safety, that these people, they have determined that they are they have villainized them, right? So they feel like we got to get them out of here. They're going to hurt us without any kind of proof, right? They feel that these people are dangerous. They don't want them around them. Some of them approach them for an aggressive way for money or whatever. So I would like an option for unhoused people with encampments. Okay, they've created their own little house. I would like to offer them space that was designated theirs in a vacant lot that has been vacant for 2 years or longer. These people are not doing anything with these lots. Give them a designated area, and also have a city component to clean that area. I would like church groups or whatever to be able to come and offer them food, free haircuts, have a mobile shower area come. So if they want to take a shower and so forth, to be there. But think about it like this. People that are jealous and they feel like people get things for free, they're going to say, we're giving them too much. But that's what really just happens. Is, oh, we're giving them, this is not fair. They're living better than I'm living. I mean, I don't know. We have to be, it's like we have to be able to do it and do it real secretive. And people can't know. This is ridiculous. I don't know what to tell you. Like, they really can't stand people getting anything for free. But if we already have these programs out here for this population, why can't we let it be utilized? Like, we already have mobile shower units for homeless people. We want them to be able to assimilate into the public, right? So the people see somebody dirty, they get afraid. They get traumatized. They think they're going to be attacked. So we need them to be able to shower if they choose to shower. We got people that's not going to choose to shower. Listen, are we going to deem them to be required to be in a mental institution? I mean, we have to first start something that makes sense. This is not a Christian country when it was founded on slavery. And Lauren says, yeah, regarding, I'm sure about the homeless thing. I don't feel that we're exploring real solutions to the encampment issues. And I feel that we're not looking into real solutions because of greedy as people who would rather you be in the street. It's like those people that are dumpster divers, and they show us that people throw out perfectly fine food and they refuse to give it to unhoused people because they're like, they're gonna make a career out of this. We're just gonna encourage more homeless people instead of identifying and acknowledging the people that are already homeless. Like, they just don't care. It's just like the fight, when it really comes down to it, is so petty. Like, we have all these vacant lots. The vacant lots have been vacant for years, right? And they just have weeds growing in them. When we can clean that out, chalk it up for these encampments, and it's just going to be a problem. I know it could possibly be a problem, because what about security? What if somebody gets raped? But they're already out there. I'm trying to tell you, they're already living there. Who said they're not fine in their community? Why don't we go to encampment communities and offer them a place where they can be enclosed? We're still gonna let them be outside, but yes, offer some services like the shower, the mobile shower, 3 meals a day. That's mobile. I really want. This is what I want. I would really want it. I'm serious. I would really want that. I want the people that that do mobile haircuts and so forth to be able to go out, give them a haircut and stuff. And a person, when they see them in the street, they won't even look at them twice, because they just assimilate perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, the real reason that we have a lot of problems is because some of them are quite filthy. They, their hair is matted, and the people are scared of them. They do not feel safe. And if we can fix it, we can make them feel safe, but allow these people to still remain outside the way they choose to be. I think they don't want to have no choice. The religious right and the Klan are Christian organizations. I'm not disagreeing with you. Where were you going with this, Red Wings? Thank you for hearing me, Lauren. I have talked to many I've talked to many homeless advocates that said that, they're not gonna. We have some people that's just not gonna go in. They don't want to be in an apartment. Okay, so I like them to consider people that are fine with their little tarp house or their tarp arrangements. They have created whatever, and there's people that's just not going to let them do it. Just how I'm telling you, but we can let them have a couple months somewhere. What can I tell you? We have to make some kind of attempt. They do not feel safe indoors. Like, we have to realize that some people, they do not feel safe in the enclosed area. They just don't. We don't make them feel safe. 12, I believe that Black people don't see how Christians and religions has enslaved our minds. Yeah, I don't. I'm one of those Black people that don't see how they've enslaved our minds. I don't. But I'm not saying that people don't abuse religion, but I feel that people abuse any power. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that people abuse every and any power that they have. And what I mean by that is, like, in my experience being in the community, right, I've experienced gatekeepers, right? So we call them gatekeepers. And the gatekeeper, they're not even necessarily have any significant position at the company or the agency they're at, but they're going to make sure they give you a whole hell of a trouble to get anything. And it's such BS. It's so crazy. And that don't have nothing to do with religion. That's just people doing what people do. There's some people, they get just a little bit of power and they're gonna F with you. Okay, they're gonna F with you. They just want you to bend over and take what they're giving you, and you're just supposed to accept it. And I accepted that since, as a teenager in high school. It's just like some people, they just want to give you whatever they want to give you, and you got to take it. And it's like, what kind of bull is this? And to be more specific, it's when you go, let's say you go to an agency for help, and you say, I don't know what to do. I understand that there's a one-shot deal or whatever, but I don't know how to access that. And then a worker gives you a phony bullshit number. They know that number don't work. They just want to give you the runaround. They want to give you the runaround because they want to give you the runaround. They don't want you to go. They don't want you to get resources. They want you to get discouraged and give up. So then you find yourself in an encampment. They still want to F with you. See that? You see how they work? And that don't got nothing to do with church, with white man, black man. That's just people being people. That's just people being people. It's just people being evil and mean and just wasting their time. There's so many direct things people could do. Just directly help. And they're like, God, I want to F with them. Oh, they don't know? Oh, I'm going to have me some fun today. It's like when you go into a government building and the security guard just gives you a hard time. He just gives you a hard time. He's not greeting you good morning. There's no customer service. They just want to be mean. It's just, they want to treat you mean because you are down and out. That have nothing to do with religion. I was homeless myself for a short stint in Florida, and I couldn't seem to get any help or resources. I just lived out of my car. It was easier. I was blessed to have a car at the time. I'm so happy you was able. How did you get out though? I know a woman that she didn't want to be here anymore in New York, so she got in a car and she drove away. She just drove to the West Coast, and when she got to the West Coast, she couldn't find a job. She wasn't as easy as she thought it was going to be. She said, "Oh, they want everybody to be a fashion model. Oh, I don't have the kind of look that they like," and all this kind of stuff. She was having such a difficult time, and she could not financially get herself together. So she was having a difficult time in her car because, people didn't want her car in front of their home. They don't want you sleeping in the parking lots. I mean, she's just having a really difficult time. And it was so frustrating hearing about it. And I'm happy to report that she came back to New York. It wasn't working. It's just like, I know this girl. She said she's gonna make it in Atlanta. She's in another state. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make it in Atlanta." She didn't have no job. She wanted to go to Atlanta. That's where she wanted to go. And so she went to Atlanta, and she couldn't find no job. If I can honestly say, Jesus is melanated, okay, and white people do not serve a melanated Jesus, okay. Y'all are confused. Is this just what Red Wings wants to talk about? Red Wings is not on the topic. I met my husband, married him, and moved in with him. Bless him, huh? Hallelujah. That's good. And he had the resources. 12, I'm going to sleep, but Muslims are not the problem. I didn't say Muslims are the problem. I said, he heard what I said. I appreciate your engagement, Red Wings. He harped on one thing. That's fine. Well, Red Wings harped on just one thing. but that's fine. Engagement is appreciated. Lauren is actually the one on topic. But anyway, the bottom line is that people don't want people to get anything for free, right? So they say nothing in life is free, right? But people don't want people to get anything for free. There's just people that just, they see people and they think about what they're doing in life and they want you to struggle because they have nothing better to do. They don't. They want you to be upset. They want you to be unhappy. They want you to struggle. And they don't want you to have any kind of peace. And if you talk about peace and happiness, they're going to say, I don't got no time for no kumbaya. I'm thinking about Zero. Zero is a content creator that subscribes to me. And I'll be talking about stuff and he says, no kumbaya. Red Wings reminding me of him because Red Wings is being sour. It's part of the people in our society. Okay. Like I have advocated and asked for seniors to get the pull wagons, right? Or shopping carts because they're expensive and it's a good need, right? So it's needed. And people was like, they didn't care. They was like, oh, they don't need it. And I said, I think that would be good for seniors to have little pulley carts. I think those are cute. So they wasn't interested in my idea, And I have suggested things for the youth in the community. They're talking about they want to help the seniors, they want to help the youth. So, okay, I was suggesting some things for the youth regarding exposure, let them know about certain things they have access to in the community. And they was like, but I was like, how are you talking on their behalf? Can we have somebody that's a youth to say if they're not interested in it or not? What about that? 12, unfortunately, white supremacy is the problem in the world, with the world, not Muslims. Louis Farrakhan is not the problem. Did I say Louis Farrakhan was the problem? I think I'm going to do a show about the Muslims. I know some Muslims. I think I can get a Muslim. I can get a couple of Muslims on panel that I've met. I've met a lot of Muslims in the Harlem community because we got a lot of Muslims here in Harlem. And I've been to some meetings in the mosque several times. And this guy that this young man that I knew, he was a Muslim and he was murdered. And his funeral is Thursday. And the funeral is in a mosque. I have it in my post section of my channel. Show that to you. It's so sick. I feel so sick that happened to him. It's so unfortunate. I hate that the time is at 8:00 for his funeral. I said that's a late funeral, but it is what it is. I do want to support the funeral. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Oh, where am I? This is not sharing the screen. Wait, let me stop. I'm trying to share the screen as I was being sarcastic. He said I was being sarcastic. So funny. Where is he? Wait, right here. He says, I was being sarcastic, but the Muslim people are not the problem. Why you keep saying the Muslim people? And you got to watch him. I do. I don't trust him. I'm so sorry. So, unfortunately, this young man, he is a Muslim. I have him in my post. I was very proud of him. He was working with Assemblyman Taylor, Al Taylor. This is a young man very, very promising future, and his life was taken from him. His life was taken, and he will be having a what I just do. Where am I? Oh, here I am. He will be having a funeral at a mosque in the Bronx. I do know some Muslims. He is one of them. I know several Muslims. Okay, this young man is 24 years old. He would go and pray. He would have his outfit on, and he would go and pray. He'd fast and all of that, and his life was taken from him. He was shot to death. Thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you. It's just horrible, and it's upsetting. It's very disturbing, you know. And he would be up in Albany, and he would come down and talk to the community and stay engaged. And he was a person that cared about the community, but did make it known about his Muslim religion. I have no problem. Most Muslims let you know. But he's very disciplined young man, and it's very unfortunate that his life is short. His life has been short. His life has been taken from him. Okay. And I've never really been to a Muslim funeral, but because of this person, I do want to support him. You know, the mosque that he is having his body at, they have a section for women. I don't know. It's so different. This is seeing some people's religion, and I'm in a Western mindset, you know, seeing something that seems, I don't know. I just was like concerned. I don't know. You know, the unknown can be scary. That's why I'm saying it can be very scary. I had a client when I was working in a residential, and one of my clients was Jewish, and she wanted to go to a service. And so I took her to her service, and they had this book in their sanctuary that words was upside down or something. I was not accustomed to it. And I had two other clients that were Irish, and they wanted to go to Ash Wednesday. They had to take them to get the ashes on their head. And that's not required under my religion, but we have a freedom of religion here, and we allow people to, even in their work spaces, to practice what they believe in. But I have not had a problem with the Muslim people that I've met. One of the men that I know, he's very much into male empowerment, and he supports, you know, helping men and getting them engaged in activities, teaching them things so they can work and stay off the streets. So I think it's important to be around positive people. You know what I mean? Whatever you do. But I think I can put that together. I don't know what it means to come and talk, but I think I can get that together. I know a lot of Muslim people, and they don't push their religion on you. We're not being mean to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people that got some weird stuff going on. I don't want to get involved in that, But if we can stay in a community involved, I don't know. I think there's some things they get really messy, and I think that it starts right there. Like it says in my teaching, it says don't be unequally yoked. So you get a guy and he's not really down with what you are with. Just leave him. You just cordial with him and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be. I don't know. I know that you certain things. I mean, like I've been encouraged to stay away from. Let's put it this way. I've been encouraged to have no dealings with Louis Farrakhan, right? So that's why I don't really know anything about it. But I have been introduced to Muslims because of my involvement in Harlem, and there are a lot of Muslims in charge in Harlem. One of them is one I'm currently been introduced to and working with. His name is Yusuf. I'm gonna show you a Muslim that is very well known and respected, and I'm sure more than Harlem, but very well known and respected in Harlem, definitely. Right here, let me see. I'm gonna run it back a little bit. That's all. And that's for Red Wings. Very well respected. Okay.
My name is Yusuf Hassan, and I'm the chairman of the African American Day Parade. And I've been a part of this parade since I was 25 years old. And it's been so important to me to be involved with the parade because I think it brings about much more than what we thought about as African Americans in this society. And I got involved with this parade in 1968 as a marching member with Malcolm Shabazz Masjid here in Harlem under the leadership of Imam Warisudin Muhammad and Imam Ali Rashid. And I really became a board member of the parade in 1979 after we had an opportunity to help support the takeover of Harlem through gentrification at Sydenham Hospital. Imam Rashid, my leader at that time, asked me would I go and sit down with some of the other leaders who was working to try to bring about attention to this part of changing Sydenham Hospital to a Woody Allen theater. That was the rumors. And they asked me to come in and go in and see can we help them. And I went and spoke with Reverend Y.T. Walker at Canaan Baptist Church, Reverend Timothy Mitchell, and also Diane Lacey, and quite a few other community leaders at that time. And as you know, we did end up winning that case in some level because now it's a nursing home for our seniors. And my job at that time was responsible for taking over that hospital with the 5 other brothers that we had. And we took over the medical records office, while the other members of the team who was going to take over went into the administration office. And the next day after that, we decided to leave. Imam Rashid asked me, could we need to go home? Because the mayor was coming in with the police department, but said it was 8 o'clock. But we held the ground. And then after that, they asked me, could I come over there and be with them at the administration? I said, no, I'd rather be out on the ground with the people who was coming around the corner protesting. And that's how I met Abe Snyder. He was at that time one of those great social workers and organizers in the community who was responsible at that time to help bring in the community groups and do the protesting and those other things. And at that time, he asked me would I join him with the African American Day Parade. And from that day on, I've been a board member of the parade, and that's been like 40 years now. This is our 50th year. That's like 40 years ago. So I'm honored to be a part of the African American Day Parade and been a board member that long, and now I'm the chairman of the parade. My real, one of the other things that I do is I'm a spiritual advisor and supporter in palliative care at one of the major hospitals in the city for pediatrics. And I understand what it means for community to go through trauma, for mothers to go through trauma, and how the community should circle around these people to make everybody better. So that's one of my main things that I do with the African American Day Parade. Try to make sure we stay focused on our community and how we can heal and make things better for the children and for our seniors.
As far as being involved with this parade?
I had any choice with that. It's African American Day Parade. My mother and my father, they were descendants of slaves. When you talk about African American, you're talking about something that's very dear to me, because African American is bigger than just a skin color and a struggle. It's an experience and a strength that make us who we are. And I know my parents and what we've been through and how hard it's been. And then for us to forget about them at their from this life, we want to make sure that our people continue to be remembered. So that's what the biggest experience for me of being a part of the African American Day Parade, that we never forget who we are, where we've come from, and our contributions to this society and this world. And it's easy for us to forget who we are. It's easy for people to forget the African Americans and just bury us in history. But the African American Day Parade in Harlem, which is the capital of African Americans in America and the world, is the place that it should be, on the ground every year. And it's been there for 50 years. And I'm passionate about that.
Okay. Do you have any fond memories of the African American Day Parade?
Yeah, I have quite a few fond memories of the African American Day Parade. And one is this: Abe Snyder, Melvin Muhammad, and a few other the good brothers, Jim Brown, James Brown, and all the other guys that was working with us. We walked the streets of Harlem during the parade, putting posters up on the signs, and we park the car in one place, we'll go another 6-8 blocks, and so one of us go back and pick up the car and bring it back, and then we'll put posters up all along the parade route, and as far as we can go throughout the city. That was some memorable moments for me until it was like 12 o'clock at night. We would end up having those posters up, and the next day, when we go out and during the week, we see those posters still up and looking so wonderful in the community. That was great memories for me to be able to do that with our hands. And that was something I'll never, ever forget.
Community.
Well, we, African American Day Parade, have always been a pillar in this community. And we see the gentrification that's taking place. And what could help us improve on this is to keep it where it is, on the ground in Harlem. This parade started on 7th Avenue. Now it's called Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard. This parade has to stay on the ground in order for anyone who moves in this city will know that African Americans are here. And we are not going anywhere. The line stops right here. We draw the line right here. Harlem is our home. And we should never allow anyone to move us out again and put us in other places and forget about us and put parks on our burial ground and change us to a position that we are not recognized anymore in our own community, of which we built since the Renaissance days. And we should hold the line no matter what. So this is important to me, and this is important to the African American Day Parade Board. And we've been doing this since the inception of the parade, and we will stay right here in Harlem. That would help us more than anything else. Any cultural organization can be a part of this. Any group that's good and honorable can be a part of this parade. It's not a party. It's not a protest. It's not some social event that we come to. It is about commemorating our ancestors and showcasing the absolute best of our community. This is why it's important for us to work in the community and stay in Harlem. People ask me about bringing the parade on Fifth Avenue. And I said, why would I want to take it to Fifth Avenue? For what? You won't come down to Fifth Avenue to watch the parade if you're African American 9 times out of 10. And we can't expect the seniors to come down and sit down and enjoy themselves. And the children wouldn't be able to come down and be happy and enjoy themselves. And definitely the people down on Fifth Avenue would not want us there anyway. Let's be true about this. They won't want us to come down on Fifth Avenue with the African American Day Parade. So don't tell me we need to have publicity in order for people to know we exist down on Fifth Avenue. We can have publicity right here in Harlem. This is our home. And this parade is a part of the fabric of African American Harlem. And it should stay that way. This is important to me. And it should be important to all of us. Be not afraid to say what is ours. We've done this. We've made this happen. We've worked hard. We've sacrificed a lot in our lifetime. So why now should we be forgotten once again in the annals of history? Not today, not with the parade. And I do not depend upon other people outside of us to make this happen. This parade can happen with us, the African Americans, especially if we need support monetarily. If we need people to do volunteer work, if we need people to do services for this community of African Americans, we need to rely on our own and stop relying on people outside of us to take care of us, because if we do that, this parade will not last for the next 50 years. We have to do this ourselves. We have celebrities in our community. We have entertainers in our community. We have sports persons in our community that we have supported. We have bought records. We have watched television shows. We have saw those movies and all those other things that they do. We watched the sports games, and we've spent the money. And it's time for them now to come back and give some support to our African American Day Parade in this community, so the children can see the best of us lined up on the streets. When we see the NAACP lined up, we see the Masons lined up, we see the sanitation workers, men and women marching one. We see the police department, African Americans lined up. We see all of these wonderful things that can make a community great. And this is what the African American Day Parade is all about. And I'm going to tell you another thing. We find 5 areas that we work on every year. 5 areas. One is business. We highlight our business community during the parade. After we do our business, we go to our education, where we highlight our educators. And after that, we go to health, where we highlight our physicians and other healthcare providers. And after that, we go to our culture, which is important and it's powerful. And this year, we are dealing with our politics and government. And we want to make sure that those men and women in that area are highlighted to the point that we know that they must have integrity and transparency. And that would make them good governmental leaders of our peoples. This is important to me. Someone needs to step to the plate and endow this parade and stop depending upon someone else outside of us to do that. I don't need people that's not a part of the African American community and diaspora to help us. We need to do this ourselves so we know this will be sustainable. And don't send me no strings attached. Okay, if I donate $10,000, oh, you got to let so-and-so in the parade, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. If you donate to the African American Day Parade, know that we are going to have integrity and we're going to be transparent about what we do with those funding, including giving out scholarships to our young people. That's one of our goals have always been. Making sure our senior citizens are comfortable at the reviewing stand because they need to have a place to sit, relax, and watch the parade and feel at home and feel safe. We want to make sure that those things are in place for our community during the African American Day Parade. So money is the key for us to continue for the next 50 years or more. The African American Day Parade and any other great cultural entity is very important to this community. And I mean the Dance Theater of Harlem, the Apollo Theater, all those different groups. The Juneteenth celebration should be celebrated in this city of Harlem, because these are things that remind us who we are and how important we are in the community at large.
And I just wanted to state that the Juneteenth celebration in Harlem is ran by Muslims. So we have a lot of major organizing events, parades, and so forth by the Muslim community. So we got a lot of people, you know, their core is based in the mosque. And, you know, that's something that a lot of people may not even participate in, because I said the Juneteenth in the past, I told you the Juneteenth parade is not well attended, but they still have it. It's been going on forever, but it's not well attended by the community. A lot of people in the community don't know about these events, but they're still having it, you know. They still have them, but they're not, you know. They're not going crazy about who knows.
This America, and I hear this narrative all the time, that America was built on the backs of immigrants. Let's be clear. America was built on the backs of slaves and their descendants. And we are still bearing the brunt of those things that happened in slavery to this day. And so the African American Day Parade has an opportunity to continue to fight for the causes that is right for our community, just by us taking care of it ourselves. So it's important that any event that we do, not just to go out and dance and twerk in the street and have a block party. The parade has a purpose. We have a purpose, you see, and a theme. And that's what we're all about. And we shall continue to be that way in all these other events that we do.
Yes, so that's someone that is very, very, very pro African American, and it's nice. It's interesting. Anyway, you can always look him up. He's on many videos, and the parade will be September 20th. That's the third Sunday in the month of September. Thank you, Lauren. And of course, you're welcome to come to the parade. This parade spans from 110th Street all the way down to 137th. And I am enjoying the people that I'm meeting there. And it is a wonderful community of people in Harlem. So you always got to stay connected. So again, thank you so much for coming over here and watching my show, guys. I really appreciate you. We've been together for over 2 hours. You guys are awesome. I thank you so much. And the flyer for people who are interested in volunteering with the African American Day Parade is in my post section of my channel. And thank you for coming over. And remember, if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe to me. Check out some other videos. And until we see each other again, love you guys. Bye.